Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Lena. Lena was kind, smart, and always helped others. But deep inside, she never felt good enough. She always compared herself to others, their looks, their success, their lives. Every morning, Lena would scroll through her social media feeds, a digital window into worlds that seemed so much more vibrant than her own. She saw friends traveling to exotic places, their faces glowing with happiness under a golden sun. She saw colleagues announcing promotions, their achievements celebrated with a cascade of likes and congratulatory comments. She saw strangers with seemingly perfect bodies, perfect relationships, and perfect homes. Each image, each post was like a small pebble dropped into the quiet pond of her self-doubt, sending ripples of inadequacy spreading through her. Lena's days were a silent battle fought within the confines of her own mind. When a co-worker received praise from their manager, Lena would smile and offer her congratulations, but inside a voice would whisper, "Why not you? You worked just as hard." When she went shopping for new clothes, the reflection in the fitting room mirror would seem to mock her, showing her every perceived flaw, every way she didn't measure up to the polished models she saw online. She would buy the outfit, hoping it might stitch together the fraying edges of her confidence. But the feeling of not enoughness would cling to her like a shadow. Her kindness, which flowed so freely to others, was a resource she rarely offered herself. If a friend was feeling down, Lena would be the first to arrive with a comforting word and a listening ear. She would tell them, "You are strong, you are capable, you are wonderful just as you are." Yet these were words she could never seem to believe for herself. She was a lighthouse for ships lost in a storm, but she couldn't find the switch to illuminate her own shore. The constant comparison had built a fortress around her heart, and she was both the prisoner and the guard. She tried to break free. She read self-help books, their pages filled with promises of self-love and acceptance. She started a gratitude journal, dutifully listing 3 things she was thankful for each night. But the habit of comparison was deeply ingrained, a well-worn path in her brain that was easier to follow than forging a new one. The external validation she craved was a fleeting high, quickly replaced by the familiar ache of feeling like she was falling behind in a race she hadn't even signed up for. Her life, from the outside, looked perfectly fine. She had a steady job, a cozy apartment, and people who cared for her. But on the inside, she was adrift, lost in a sea of other people's highlight reels. Lena's story was not one of grand tragedy, but of the quiet, persistent erosion of self-worth, a struggle faced by so many in a world that constantly asks us to measure up.